Hello everybody, Mr. Sticksman here, and welcome back to Rising World. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the weather in this game, and we're going to go through every weather type that we have in this demo version in the Unity engine right here. So let's get started. Now first of all, I'm going to go straight into this with a bit of snow, because I find this incredible. Alright, so to do this we're going to bring up the console here, and all you have to do is type weather. Okay, and then the type of weather that you want. So for example, if we just put snow, it will gradually and very gradually start snowing. It does take a little while for the transition to take place. I believe there's a way of actually making it immediate. But I thought I'd show you guys the slow transition from clear weather into snow, and then we're going to do heavy snow. But it's not just about what comes out of the sky, which is interesting. It's really how it interacts with the ground as well. So we're going to have a look for these patches that start appearing, and really it's much more effective when we start to see heavy snow. However, as you can see, we're currently being surrounded by little snowflakes in the sky gently falling down to the ground, and the visibility is reducing as well. And at this level, I'm not actually sure if it does settle, so we're about to find out. But when it's heavy snow, it definitely will. Even though it's morning right now, it is going to get a bit darker just because of the weather change right there. But I'm not sure if it is going to settle at this just ordinary snow setting. So let's put it onto heavy snow now and see what happens. So bring up the console again, type weather, and then heavy snow, which is just one word as far as this is concerned. So that's heavy snow, and of course it is going to take a while to change, but I think that's a really good thing because it shows the transitions are. And here we go, look at this. So we get these small patches of white, but if you look really carefully, that is actually expanding. It's increasing in size, and it's slowly going to cover the gravel here and the stones and the pebbles on the ground. We should start to see a few more. There's one over there as well. And look how slowly they gather up. I think that's brilliant. Because it's quite realistic really, isn't it? And what we'll also see is that the bigger pebbles and stones here, they don't get covered until right at the end before everything is completely covered. And it's even going to affect our sound as well in the game when we walk over the snow, and we're going to see the footprints of course as well. So this is going to be really quite special in a minute. But look at this, it's already really building up. This is the heaviest snow setting you can get. And I'm hanging about near this fire just so we have a bit of light. Look how reduced the visibility is now. It's incredible. I mean, you can hardly see that tree over there. I believe that's probably the worst it's going to get now. But it feels so, I don't know, realistic. It really does. See, look at these. Now the biggest stones here are still visible, but they're about to be, you know, completely covered in snow. Now, it doesn't seem like we're going to get any snow on the sort of objects at the moment. This rock has got snow on, actually, which is great. But the fence doesn't, the benches don't. So I don't know if that's always going to be a thing, but at least for now it appears that anything you make or place in the game will not get snow on. But that might change, that might, because you know it's such an early version of this demo. But now look at this, almost everything is covered up. There's only a few stones remaining here. And you can see my footprints now. So in a minute I'm going to take a walk around and we should be able to hear the snow being sort of crushed under my feet as well, which is excellent. Look at the trees. Actually, I didn't notice that before, but the trees are definitely picking up the snow there. Alright, now let's have a listen to me walking around here. You can see the footprints under my feet there. Absolutely brilliant. And look at this, we can even see the blades of grass sticking through, and of course they've gone all frosty and white as well here. Really interesting. Let's go down and actually look at these objects here. So they don't have any snow on either, unfortunately. Hopefully that will change in the future. But let's go down to the cabin and see if this looks any different as well. Okay, so here's the cabin then, and yeah, so unfortunately, again, we don't have any snow on the roof, for example, or the logs, or this animal feeder here. But, you know, I'm quite surprised actually that we still do get it on these rocks here, so that's good. But isn't this amazing? I wonder if eventually the fire will actually melt the snow around it as well. That could be a thing, I really don't know. I'm going to show you something else now, because if you set it to rain or even heavy rain, as we're going to do both of those in a second, we'll see something happen to the snow here. Let's check it out. So first of all, I'm going to set the weather to clear like that, and that's going to leave the snow on the ground, at least for now. It might actually melt eventually, but all it means initially is that the snow will stop falling out of the sky. And there's a leaf, look. A leaf falling out of the tree there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, as you can see, the visibility is now greatly improving, and you can hear some fireworks in the background. That's coming from the secret test location that we went to in the previous video. If you haven't seen my other Rising World videos, do go and check them out if you want to, because I've done a couple already on this. But now look at that, it's really clear. The snow is still on the ground. But now let's add a bit of rain and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to go into weather. And I'm going to type rain first of all. There's also heavy rain. I'm not sure if rain is actually going to have the effect I'm looking for on the ground, but we'll find out. Here we can see a bit of a transition actually between, if I just put some kind of light down, there we go, if I put that down. There's a transition here between the gravel and the stones and the rock and the snow itself. But I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be fading away or melting away just yet. But here comes the rain. So this is sort of light or even just normal rain at the moment. Is it going to be melting the snow yet? I think it is actually, but it's very, very slow. Yes, it is. If I just crouch down here, we might be able to see better. My footprints are in the way now. So look how gradual that changes. That's amazing. That's really amazing. And you can see the stones here, the bigger rocks on the ground, they start to appear. But let's put it onto heavy rain and see if this process speeds up a bit. So we're going to type weather again, of course, and then heavy rain as one word. There we go. And the rain's going to really start to build up now. Let's take this back. So I want to show you something else as well in a minute. And look at this, we can see that the snow has almost completely gone now actually. Almost entirely gone. The rain is getting much heavier. Visibility has reduced quite a lot again. And the last bits of snow are just remaining down here. Let's go and have a look at the grass. See, it's all gone from the grass now. And the rocks as well. Alright, but it's pretty much completely gone, hasn't it, already? So that's pretty cool how the snow builds up and then the rain interacts with it and actually melts it. I think that's fantastic. But if we go in here, just have a listen to the sound. So you can actually, you know, you can still hear the rain from inside. But it literally sounds quite realistic, you know, how it's sort of hitting the roof, for example. Look at it through the windows as well. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I don't think the water is actually hitting the window and sort of dripping down it. I hope that is a thing at some point. That'd be very nice. And we'll go outside again. Alright, now let's make the weather clear again and try the next weather setting. Alright, so it's set to clear. And the next one, well actually, let's have a look at the possibilities here. So we have clear, breeze, overcast, rain, heavy snow, cold, fog, and dense fog as well. So if we put breeze on next, and there we go, we can hear the wind in the trees. That's very nice. It's not too strong as you'd hope from just a breeze here. It sounds just about right, actually. Okay, so I've now set it to overcast, and as you can see, the trees are definitely, like, actually blowing in the wind, which is amazing. And it's getting a bit darker as well. The grass is all blowing. It looks pretty cool. It's quite atmospheric, isn't it? There's the shadows of the trees there moving on the ground. Okay, so now let's try fog and see how that works. I'm just going to focus on that fire over there and the trees back there, and let's just see if it becomes harder to see those details from here. But already, look at this. We can see the mountains here are getting all misted up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's amazing, isn't it? The fire you can see from here, even though it's visible, it's definitely harder to see. And look at that. Oh, wow. It's becoming even more. Oh, wow. I didn't expect it to go that far. Wow. I think the other setting is called dense fog, and we're not even on that one yet. That seems to be the maximum for this level right here. Let's try dense fog. Here we go then. So I'm half expecting to completely lose visibility of that fire. Maybe we'll just about see it, but it's going to get much worse than it currently is anyway. Those trees over there, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but at the moment I can only just see a tree line there. But probably in a minute we won't see that at all. And it's starting to set in. I mean, the cabin's only visible as well, and that's just behind us there. And look at that, the fire is almost invisible right now. Almost. I can only just see it, and actually now, yeah, it's completely gone now. Getting even more dense. Yeah, there is no way I can see any of that fire at all. Just about see a few objects and a fence post over there. This tree line, actually I can see that tree line still, but it's obviously much harder to see than it was before. And the mountain is very hard to see as well. There's the cabin. These weather effects are, I mean, they're brilliant, aren't they? They're very realistic, I'd say. The transitions are also very, very good. And it's actually going to affect gameplay, of course. I mean, if you get lost out in the fog and you don't have a map and a compass, it's going to be difficult to find your way back home, isn't it? Okay, and finally, I'm going to put cold on here. Now, I don't think from my testing at the moment I've found that your character actually gets cold. In the Java version of this game, your character does get cold, and you can lose health and stuff from that. So it does actually affect us, and I'm sure, eventually this version will have, an effect from the cold, but it's just going to change things a bit visually, I think, at the moment, and maybe wind might pick up a bit. I'm not too sure. The trees are not moving. They are a little bit, but not much. I can hear some wind picking up. Visibility is not as good as it is when it's clear, so that's interesting. But yeah, so basically our character would probably start shivering, eventually as the game, gets those sorts of features added. Okay, but that's all I've got for you guys in today's Rising World video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Bye, guys.